What's up, guys? Welcome to Thursday night's Late Night Agenda. I'm your host Craig. This is the Anfield Agenda YouTube channel, and as always you are most welcome along to tonight's show. The Late Night Agenda is your show. You let us know what you want to talk about. In the whole, this will be a Liverpool related show, guys, because this is a Liverpool channel. Straight from the top, I want to warn anybody watching that might have kids with them or anything like that there will be a lot of bad language used on this stream. I'm trying my best to let new people know beforehand, because I understand swearing isn't for everybody, but look, there will be swearing on the stream, so I've said it straight from the start, so I've done my part. It's up to you now to do yours. How are we, guys? Mossy is in, the Revanite's in, John is in, Tom, Scotty, Callum, Jason, Sean, how are we? Lewis as well. Thank you guys very much for coming along. Guys, I don't even know what that was, but thank you guys for coming along. Great to have you in with me. It's been fairly quiet on the Liverpool front, hasn't it? I couldn't even get a transfer video out today because I couldn't bring myself to bullshit people about transfers that just weren't going to happen. Nobody wants to know about transfers out. I have a few of them for you guys as well, but nobody wants to know about them. Nobody wants to know about transfers out. Everybody wants to know about the sexy shit, and that's people coming in. Bit of this, the in-betweeners can go wrong. What else have we got? Where have we got there? Bit of this and the in-betweeners can't go wrong there. There you go. I mean, I love the in-betweeners. But anyway, onto the Liverpool stuff. We'll start Stup. I'm on a fucking roll here, am I? We've got Stup and guys, or whatever else I tried to say earlier on. But look, here we go. We'll go from take two. Mr. One Take, here we'll go again. Guys, look, we'll start with Chris Hughton tonight. And Liverpool's game against Brighton, of course, coming up at the weekend. Chris Hughton has been very complimentary of Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, and said that the Reds are rightly the favourites to go on and lift the title this year. And he said that Liverpool's form this year has been outstanding so far. And you've got to give it to him. It's always nice to hear some nice words from an opposing manager. Maybe he's managing expectations a little bit with his own fans. I don't know. I've always liked Chris Hughton, obviously. There's obvious links to me liking Chris Hughton, but it's always nice to hear Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool get a bit of respect from an opposition manager. And I'm looking forward to this game. I really am. I want to put stuff to bed. I really just want to put the last two games to bed, move on, re-establish ourselves, get everybody's confidence back up, and just move along and keep this season trucking. I was on time, Callum. I was on time, mate. I was even sitting here waiting. That's how early I was today. I was sitting here waiting. I was looking up some more news, just waiting for the clock to tick along. And there we are. We'll talk about Tarkowski, guys. Of course we will. There's nothing else but to talk about with regards to transfers. We'll talk about the game against Brighton. We'll talk about Rhian Brewster and a few other bits and pieces as well. But you let me know, guys. What do you want to start off tonight's show with? What's the topic that you want to talk about the most? If it's Tarkowski, by all means, we'll dive straight in. I hope you're all keeping well, by the way. I hope you've had a lovely day. Tarkowski for 50 million. How's a horse? All quiet, sadly, said Carl. It is, Pat, isn't it? So quiet isn't always a bad thing, though, Carl. I mean, we're not losing anybody, so, I mean, there is always that. Sean said, the studio change, Craig, looks a belter. Thank you very much. Just trying to freshen things up, Sean. We've got a few more up our sleeve that we might throw in over the next few weeks as well. He puts pressure on Connor now by saying that, because we don't really have any, but I'm just pretending that we do so Connor can, get some stuff sorted out. There you go. Luke is in as well. How are you, sir? Great to have you in. Mossy Kyo. Craig, what do you think of Camacho? Really, really impressed with him, Mossy. I have to say, pre-season for me, the two standouts were Nathaniel Phillips, yes, excuse me, and Curtis Jones, but I thought Camacho was outstanding in that game. Didn't let himself down one bit. Very difficult to come in and play right back there in an FA Cup game like that. A big game away from home against a good Wolves side. And I thought he did himself no harm whatsoever. And it obviously speaks of how highly Klopp regards him, that he's let Nathaniel Klein go out on loan and he's keeping young Camacho at the club. So he obviously thinks very highly of him indeed. Chris Hughton is expecting a hiding, said Anthony Peters. Couldn't believe what I was reading this morning. A reporter from the Mirror wrote that Klopp learned from his mistakes from signing Caulker in January window. I'm sure it was Rodgers that brought in Caulker. No, it was Klopp. It was Klopp, I think. Klopp was definitely the manager when Caulker was here. When was Klopp sacked? Oh yeah, I'm sure it was Klopp that brought him in, Neil. Although look, my memory is awful, but I definitely remember him being here on the Klopp. That much I can remember. Now whether it was done beforehand, I couldn't say, but I'm fairly sure I remember him being here for Klopp. What do you think of Batshuayi to Everton? I didn't see that, but yes, I've seen that Batshuayi is going to be coming back from Valencia because it's not working out over there for him, and Chelsea are going to need to find somewhere for him to play, so it makes perfect sense for everybody, Lenny, I have to say. If I was an Everton fan and I'm hearing this, I'm pretty fucking happy, to be honest. It's the position I think you guys are struggling with the most. And if he could rediscover some of the form that he had at Borussia Dortmund when he was on loan there, then you guys could get a decent player. You could be very clever in the loan market as well. I mean, the moves you've got from Barcelona, the 3 players in from there, and now, of course, another one coming in as well, possibly. Very good business if Everton get that one over the line. Kills me to say it, but for you guys, I think it's a good bit of business. Other countries don't overpay for the homegrown players, said Alex Gomez. Yeah, I think some of this, mate, might be down to the fact that you're right. People just overpay for English players. But then you've got the other part of it where I suppose you have to have so many of your homegrown players within anyone's squad, which would, of course, increase the value of these players. Look, let's be honest about this. It's absolutely ludicrous, the amount of money they're talking about for Tarkowski. It's absolutely insane and no way justified whatsoever. But that seems to be the number that's doing the rounds for anybody at the minute. Oh, you want an English player? 50 million. 50 million. And they're talking about Declan Rice going to Manchester City for 50 million. Everything just seems to be 50 million. Oh, he's English, yeah, 50 million. No, it doesn't matter, he's not established. 50 million. Or nothing. 50 million. It's crazy. I get you. It's ridiculous. And then they wonder perhaps why clubs go and do look abroad. I mean, it absolutely explains itself, doesn't it? LCFC, Leicester City FC Boya said, how are you, lads? Look, just to give you guys a bit of a heads up, our friend there from Leicester got in contact today and asked if I would go on and do a preview on his wonderful channel ahead of the Leicester game against Liverpool, and I said of course I will, and he's going to be coming on our channel as well to do a post-match show, so looking forward to that one. So pop over there and give him a follow. I looked at his account earlier on, I have to say I was very impressed. You deserve way more subscribers than your account has, mate. You run it very well. And I wish you the best in the future, and I'm looking forward to coming on and having a chat with you before and after the game against Leicester. So yeah, look guys, go over, check out his channel. You'll be impressed. Some good stuff, a little conversation with Lee Chappie on there as well. Some reactionary stuff. I know we're not Leicester fans, but you know what? People have supported me along the way and helped me out, and I'm more than happy to do the same, mate. So I'm looking forward to our chat before the game. Obviously I want us to beat you, but look, we'll catch up soon, and always a pleasure to have you on, buddy. What else we got? Did you hear about Coutinho back to Liverpool? Tristan, I've heard about Coutinho absolutely everywhere, mate, over the last few hours. I've had messages coming in saying, is he going to United? I've had people saying, is he coming back to Liverpool? And then I see him playing tonight, and at half-time he was part of a Barcelona team that were losing 2-0 away at Levante in the Spanish Cup. I've no idea what score that finished up, by the way, but that's embarrassing. That really is embarrassing. Right, what else have we got? Coutinho to United. Yep, look, I'm seeing them all. Connor said, got a lovely gif of Craig before he came on the stream. Hashtag exposed. I'm fucking dabbing like a champion, pal. Dabbing like a champion. Connor said to me, dab there. I knew what he was at, but I said, fuck it, I'm in a good mood. So I threw in a little celebratory dab for Connor, and there you go. LCFC. See, the C part catches me out because I'm automatically reading LFC. LCFC boys said, Tarkowski for 50 million. The game has gone mad. It really fucking has, pal. Kev, how are you, sir? What have I missed? Nothing much, mate. We're only on a few minutes. We're only starting to warm up. Apologies as well, but guys, as I said earlier on, I didn't put up a transfer video today because I didn't want to come on and bullshit you. There's not really much happening that I'm aware of anyway. I'll be pissed off if we sign that fraud for 50 million, said Louis. Camacho's not even a right back. He's a central attacking midfielder or right winger, but we moved him in pre-season because of injuries. Exactly, and that's one of the things, Luke, that Jurgen Klopp loves about a footballer. Somebody who can play in a number of positions, and that's probably one of the reasons why he thinks so highly of Camacho, apart of course from the fact that he's a damn good footballer. Craig, I've been watching your channel since Liverpool beat Everton 1-0. Love the channel. Thank you very much, Mossy. That's really kind of you, pal. You probably picked a damn fine game, because that's probably one of my most lively celebrations. And how wouldn't it be? I mean, that Origi goal was just ridiculous. I'm glad you like it, mate, and it's always great to have new people come to the channel. So welcome, and thank you for jumping into the chat and being so kind towards us. What else have we got? Chelsea reject Barcelona bid for Willian and offer the Brazilian forward Malcolm. They just can't get rid of that fucker, can they? They absolutely fucking robbed them from under the noses of Roma. And then now they just can't get rid of him. They just don't want him. It's crazy. They were buying up everybody. Give us Dembele, we'll have him. Don't want them. Give us Coutinho. We have to have Coutinho. He's other that we want, don't want them. Give us Malcolm. Give us don't want them. The old recruitment isn't going too well at Barcelona. And I don't think one of us will shed a single tear. Not a single fuck will be given in this neck of the woods. I hope he doesn't go to Manchester United, said Louis. As do I, pal. As do I. I really hope he doesn't go to Manchester United, because it will be an absolute fucking sickener to us if he goes to United. Have you seen Barca's fans go mad at Coutinho? It's hilarious. They're all snapping because of his pot shots. That's what you get with Coutinho. You get a lot of those shots from 20-25 yards, and 1 out of every 15 might go in the top corner. It is what it is, mate. It's really sad because, as we said beforehand, if he'd have stayed at Liverpool, his game would have kept progressing. The manager would have got more out of him. He'd have been enjoying his football a little bit more. But look, the lure to Barcelona for a Brazilian, I can understand it. He dug his heels in. He got his move. If it doesn't work out for him, if he isn't good enough, he's only got to look at himself. I think he should look at his fucking agent as well, by the way, about how he was advised about this. Because whoever was advising him clearly wasn't looking after his best interests, was only looking after this, wanted a bit of wedge. I don't know what to say. I wish he hadn't left so acrimoniously and we could have got him back and maybe entertained this, but just the way he went about it, I'd find it really hard to welcome him back, but I'd find it just as fucking hard to see him go to Manchester United. Do you think Tarkowski is really worth 50 million? No, and no. Not at all. Nowhere close. The transfer window is ridiculous. As I said earlier on, anybody English seems to be 50 million, and he's not worth anywhere near that. I mean, why not stick an extra 20, 25 on top of that and go get De Ligt? Just makes no sense to me. Makes absolutely no sense. I read something earlier on that suggests that Frankie de Jong, the kid from PSV that's been linked to every major European club, that he's decided that his future lies with Barcelona. So with them perhaps signing him, and of course bringing in Adrian Rabiot as well, I mean, they're getting a bit of business done. Well, almost done. Did you see the Andy Robbo thing? He's saying he likes Liverpool more than Celtic. What a legend. I didn't watch it, Sean, but I did see that he did a lie detector test with the kids. I just haven't got around to watching it yet. But that guy is just class. I absolutely love Andy Robertson. I'm so happy that his career has went the way it has, but it's only because he worked his ass off and didn't stop, didn't give up, believed in himself, and the karma came around to him and he got his chance and he has grabbed it with both hands. So I have nothing but love for that man. I don't even think those rumours are true. Probably just end up at PSG, to be honest, said Louis. 30 million he's worth. Burnley are gone off him one. I've seen somebody suggest that we might bring him in on loan. That makes absolutely no sense. You know what, Burnley, I know you're near the bottom of the league there, but any chance where you could have your best centre back on loan for the rest of the season? And then I'll tell you what we'll do, just to sweeten it a little bit. When you get relegated, he probably has a clause, so we'll come back in and we'll fuck you over if you actually want to buy him. How does that sound? I can't imagine they'd have been too happy for that to happen. So it just seems madness, doesn't it? I'd rather we didn't do business than we absolutely got our pants pulled down, because we've done very well in the way we've changed around how we do transfers. We used to have to overpay for players all the time. And yes, I suppose at the time you can say we had to overpay a little bit for Virgil van Dijk, but you were getting Virgil van Dijk. I mean, you knew what you were getting there. Solanke for 50 million. We probably should have said that, Luke. You're right. Solanke, oh no, 50 million. He's a 50 million pound player. 100%. If Callum Wilson's worth 50 million, Solanke's worth 50 million. And apparently Chelsea are seriously considering that 50 million, which is crazy. I think we should sign Kamara from Lyon, said Clark Foot. We got to sign a centre half. Not in this window, Sam. Not that I'm aware of, pal. What do you think about Ronaldo wanting to join Liverpool? I've never, ever, ever, ever heard that rumour, Bobby. Never. The only time I remember him at Liverpool is when we could have got him for 10 million at the time, but the owners of the club weren't willing to spend that much money on an 18-year-old kid. I don't want them near here. I tell you, actually on Ronaldo, it seems that the authorities in Las Vegas have said that they want some DNA from Mr. Ronaldo. My wife was saying that to me earlier on, so look, something to keep an eye on there with that one. I'm sure Mrs. Mayorga's lawyer has probably requested that as well, so let's wait and see how that one goes on. And of course, I'm not alleging anything, I'm only passing on some news. The whole Ronaldo thing is going to be very interesting, I think, over the next 12 months. Do you do live streams? I think you were talking to the gentleman from the Leicester channel, because you know I do, buddy. Lots of transfers before Brexit, then none, said Nick. Mate, look, we try and keep away from politics on here because, one, I'm certainly not able to talk about politics because I have no interest in them, but the whole Brexit negotiations just, woo, that seems nuts. Absolutely nuts. How's things today, Craig? Any truth in the Tarkowski rumour? Jimmy, mate, not that I'm aware of, but stranger things have happened. I don't think we're going to bring in anyone this window for this window. I wish I could come on here and blow smoke up your asses and pretend that something's going to happen, but I don't do that. I know we're a little bit clickbaity at times with our headlines or leads to try and get people in, but you guys know when you're here. I give you guys my honest opinion. I don't try and just say stuff to get people in. I don't know. Did the stream go off? Is it back? Are we live? What's going on here? Are we good? Are we good? Get a thumbs up. I'm going to scroll down just to make sure that we're still live, so bear with me. Someone just give me a thumbs up because you said we might have gone offline, so yes, cool, I'm live. Thank you guys, appreciate that. Right, let's get back to some of your comments. Coutinho for VVD and Allison all day long. He can go to the scum and fight for fourth when we win the league, said David Davies. Ushy McCabe said, I love this channel. Thank you so much, Ushy, mate. Really appreciate that, and thank you for watching. Robertson's my favourite player after Van Dijk, says Gokul. Ella is in. Ella, how are you? Last time Leeds got promoted to the top flight, Liverpool won the league. Coincidence, Ella? Coincidence? I think not. The team of the year is bullshit. No Salah, for fuck's sake, said Tristan. I haven't seen it, buddy, but if Salah's not in it, I agree with you. It's bullshit. Liverpool might as well add the pound sign and get a proper Champions League quality player. Delip, perhaps, a dirty girl. A friend from Manchester United is in. Kieran, how are you, sir? Great to have you back in. Even if we go in for Tarkowski, Michael Edwards will probably manage to get him for a tenner. There you go. 50 million. Yeah, come on. Just sit down here and we'll have an old chat. And we'll talk about Mr. Tarkowski. Go on, sit down. You'll be grand. 50 million. Don't worry about it. Come in here and have a seat. And we'll end up getting him for 2 cans of Diet Chav and an Alberto Moreno or something. Give Burnley Matip and pay Burnley 15 million, said Cart 6. If Edwards can get money from Markovic, then we shall erect his statue, said G.I. Jose. I think we shall, and Connor will be top of that list to try and help you erect it. Mossy will be off to bed in a minute, pal. Not a bother. Go get some rest, buddy. Who's up for the weekend? Let's go Reds. I'm very well up for it, mate. Very, very well up for this. I'm really looking forward to it. And if people have asked, we are doing a watch along of the game. 2:30 on Saturday. Yeah, we'll be live for that one, so I hope you can join us. Definitely rather watch this than the United stand, to be honest, said Kieran. Look, I'm not going to tell you what to watch, mate. I appreciate everyone that comes over here and watches our channel, but you know what? I have a lot of respect for Mark, I have to say. I've gotten to know him a little bit over the past few months, and I won't say anything but good things about the man now. I was a bit more outspoken about him in the past, but I haven't gotten to know him. He's a sound fella, so if you prefer this channel over that, mate, great to have you here, but I won't be speaking ill of Mr. Goldbridge because he's helped us out a lot. Tarkowski is a good mid-table relegation centre-back, but to a title centre-back, no, said Phil Mitchell. Alright, Phil, shut up, you tart. I don't know who the fuck that was. Oh, I'm losing it, folks. What do you think about Mo Salah joining a boxing camp? Is the world going mad? Is it going absolutely mad? I don't know. What's the name of the Leicester channel? It's LCFC Boyo, I think it was, wasn't it? Let me just check that back. Boya, LCFC Boya. So Leicester City Football Club and then BOYA. Say hi to Daniel Brace O'Shaughnessy for me, please. It's his birthday and he's a big fan of yours. That's so sweet. Thank you, Daniel, mate. Happy birthday from all of us at Anfield Agenda. Myself, Connor, everybody, mate. Happy birthday to you. I hope you had a wonderful day. What's the name of the Leicester channel? I've just gone through that one. I hope you heard me, but just in case you didn't, it's LCFC Boya, spelled B-O-Y-A. And do you know what? I honestly have to say, I did go over and check it out, and he runs a very nice channel. And sometimes you look at channels and you see the work they put in, and they haven't got the break, or they haven't got the subscribers that you feel like they should have. And I looked at this man's channel, and he works his ass off. So great, can't wait to go and have a chat with him. Obviously, I want us a backer Leicester. Let's be fair about that. But yeah, we all have to help each other out on here. We have to be a community of football fans. Oh, Oh, Kev, relax there now. Relax. Getting a bit sexual there, Kevin. Relax. If a world-class number 10 isn't available now, I think we shouldn't sign anyone until the summer. Just keep calm, said G.I. Jose. The team of the year is a beast, said O-Dog. VVD's team of the year, excuse me, is a beast. What streaming app do you use? For which, mate? For this? We stream via YouTube and we just use OBS. We don't go via anything else, mate. So we're not using what is it we used to use? Restream. We don't use Restream or anything anymore. We just go straight through OBS. Craig, don't even talk about FIFA 19 because apparently automatically is higher than VVD. I don't think I've ever spoken about FIFA 19 because I don't own it, mate. So it's not something I'm able to talk about actually. Look, I've got a little bit of news for you. Let's talk transfers in. Tarkowski. A couple of people want to know about Tarkowski. I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't think it's going to happen at 50 million. But he's a player that we've been linked with for a very, very long time. All summer it was possibly Tarkowski, Lascelles, or however you pronounce the gentleman's name. There must be some interest there somewhere because we keep being linked to him. 50 million in January would be ludicrous. I would hedge my bets and wait and see what happens if they get relegated. And you won't probably hear people saying, oh, you don't buy a relegated defender because look, we bought Andy Robertson. He's not too shabby. So let's wait until the summer, in my humble opinion, and see what happens there. If they go down, he might have a clause in his contract. He might be available cheaper. We might have a better bargaining position. I just wouldn't like to see us paying 50 million for him now. If you're talking about him from a footballing perspective, look, I'd bow down to Jurgen Klopp's knowledge on the player. If he wants him, go get him, but not at 50 million. Some outs with transfers. There's a couple of little bits and pieces to go through on that one. Rangers are very impressed with Ryan Kent and they want to make his loan move there permanent. So it'll be interesting to see if Liverpool entertain that one, if the player himself wants to make it happen. And Rangers have been very vocal on this. They've actually come out and said, look, he's a Liverpool player. We're very happy with him here and it's certainly a conversation that we'd like to have. So again, what do you guys think on that? Do you think Ryan Kent doesn't really have a future here, or do you think that maybe he needs to come back? Personally, I'd rather see him move on. If you're not going to give Harry Wilson a chance, or you're humming and hawing about Harry Wilson, then you know he's streets ahead of Ryan Kent as far as I'm concerned with regards to his possible his ceiling of how good he could become. And a few more things as well before I go in for your comments. Where have we got outgoings? Oh yes, Liverpool have ruled out. It seems like Liverpool have ruled out actually loaning Rafael Camacho to Sporting Lisbon. I said to you guys yesterday, Sporting Lisbon had been interested in taking the player over, and that he'd started his youth career there before moving to Manchester City, and then of course on to Liverpool. So it seems Kloppo wants to back him for the rest of the season. Maybe we'll see something happen in the summer, or maybe he'll break on through to the Liverpool first team on a consistent basis. A couple of more things as well. Oh, this is the fucking best thing I've read all day. This made me smile. Really. Now prepare yourselves, because sit down if you're not sitting down, because you might fall over with laughter. Estadio Deportivo, who are obviously a Spanish media outlet, have said that there is a dizzying amount, quote, dizzying amount of clubs interested in bringing Alberto Moreno in. Once his Liverpool deal expires in the summer, a dizzying amount of clubs want to bring that dizzy little fuck in the summer. Look, all I can say is that there will be a dizzying amount of fans that will be fucking disappointed if they get Alberto Moreno back in. He's been linked with a move back to Sevilla. You would bet, if you're a betting person, you'd probably say he'd head back to Spain. But trying to show off and say there's a dizzying amount of... Oh, everybody wants Moreno. Everybody. He's just child property. Nobody would buy him, but we all want him for free, but nobody would buy him. Let me know what you think of Moreno, by the way. Where do you think he'll end up? How much do you think he'd be worth if he was to actually be sold? And one more thing as well. Yes, Ajaria. As we know, Ovo Ajaria have come back from Rangers on loan. Didn't quite work out for him. The Reds have sent him on loan out to Reading, so he's going to play there for the rest of the season. Let's see how he gets on. Reading aren't doing great this year in the Championship, but you know, it's a league that will probably suit the guy. So let's see how Ajaria gets on. Hopefully he can settle a bit better at Reading. He wasn't quite able to settle by the looks of things up in Glasgow. Even under Stevie G's tutelage, he just wasn't maybe able to settle in the city or something. I don't know. But look, we are where we are. So that's Ajaria gone to loan on Reading, or gone to Reading on loan, excuse me. Camacho going nowhere. What else have we got in there? A dizzying amount of clubs from Moreno. And Rangers want to make Ryan Kent's loan move permanent. So that's all the transfer gossip and talk I have for you guys today. Now let me see how you're all feeling about that mad news about Moreno. Moreno, he's so wanted everywhere. Moreno's agent clearly been putting some money in that news outlet. If I had a chance to sell him, I would have sold him quick, said Kirby. Moreno's going to LA Galaxy and he'll retire there at the end of the season. Sell him for free, said Kamal. Good night, Scotty, mate. Good night to you. Thanks for popping in. The reason for Moreno to stay is because he's mates with everyone in the squad, but is a useless part of the squad. Probably just saying that because he's Spanish, said O-Dog. I'm better than Moreno when I'm injured, said Wool Wizard. And you know what, mate? I fucking believe you as well, that you're better than him. Moreno's worth €2, said Dirty Girl. Moreno worth 12 grand, but I think that's it. That's an overstatement. Maybe 12 million is probably what you meant to write, I think, but maybe you did mean 12 grand, I don't know. We should sign Jadon Sancho, said News Channel. Look, I've no doubt every single person in here would love us to go and get Jadon Sancho, but the amount of money that young man seems to be worth now after a good 6-9 months is crazy. I think the figures that were mentioned were about 70 or 80 million. Craig, how much would you be happy with for Moreno? 2 cans of Diet Chav and a Curly Whirly. Seriously, I mean, I'd happily just get rid of him now. As soon as he made those stupid comments a few weeks ago, that was it with me. Should get Wilson back from Derby, said William Spencer. I've actually heard Frank Lampard talking about this. He said that he's hopeful that Wilson will remain with them for the rest of the season. Now, obviously, the lad is scoring worldies for them every single month. So, obviously, he's going to want to keep him there. Yeah, interesting stuff. It's always good when you see a Liverpool youngster doing well when they're out on loan, because so many times it just hasn't really worked out, and I love seeing players succeed. Right, guys, look, I don't think I've mentioned it yet. If you're watching the stream, thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you haven't dropped a like on the stream yet, please do so. We have an amazing record at the minute. We've gone over 100 likes on every single stream for a good while. I don't even want to throw a number out there, but it's been a good few weeks now. So if you're watching, please do hit that like button, and of course hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. For those of you that are new or perhaps tuning in for the first time, as well as doing these late night shows, which we do every single night, we also try and put out transfer videos, and we do live watch alongs of every single Liverpool game. So this weekend we'll be starting at 2:30 for the Liverpool game away at Brighton, and we don't show live content of the game. What we do is we do some alternative commentary. We go into your chat, and get your comments out. We react in real time to what's going on, and we just have a bit of a laugh. I'm willing to buy Moreno and play Sturridge in the A-League, said News Channel. In today's buoyant market, Moreno's got to be worth 20 quid of anyone's money. If he was English, he'd be worth 50 million, clearly. He's 100% better than Marcelo. Wow. That's a big statement to make, Oisin. Marcelo can't defend for shit, but he's better going forward than Moreno is. And Moreno isn't bad going forward, to be fair. Wouldn't have Moreno at Bowes, said David. Do you know what, mate? I believe you. He wouldn't have the discipline. He wouldn't last in the League of Ireland. He'd just go walkabout. So a club and its owners, directors and managers say to themselves, we need a good left back, and they decide on Moreno. The world's gone mad, said Graham Holmes. It has, mate, hasn't it? Absolutely madness. Somebody said to me the other day, I think it might have been Cash actually, said, how the hell did that lad get through the system and continue to become a professional footballer? Since he's been at Liverpool, he hasn't developed one bit. Not defensively anyway. Maybe going forward, but you know, he was quite lively on the left hand side when we brought him in, so I don't know. I honestly don't know what to say. He's fast. That's about it. I'd sell him for 20 million. I'd do a swap. If Burnley want 50 million, then Moreno's priceless, said LFC Forever. Werner is more clinical than Bobby. Yeah, but it's like comparing apples and oranges, mate, isn't it? Because Bobby's not playing through the centre at the minute. Well, he is, I suppose, but in a deeper role. And again, I don't understand what the point of your comment is in saying Werner's more clinical than Bobby. I don't know what you mean by that. Not having a go at you. I want to put your comment into context so we can really discuss it, buddy. What do you think about that Militao defender? He looks solid. Is this the guy that's 42.5 million from Porto? Is that him? Because I don't know anything about him. I hadn't even heard his name until the other day, till somebody mentioned it on here. And then I went around reading that he has a 42 million release clause, something like that. Jose said, Chris Pajak on Redmen said that when he met Moreno, he found out that he's not really able to speak Spanish. The guy's brain dead. One of the last Rogers Deadwood. I don't know what to make of that. I can't speak. But look, if Mr. Pajak said that, that's up to him. I can't speak about Moreno's character. I don't know him. All I can speak about is how shit he is on a football pitch. Bring back Raggy. It's funny you mentioned that, Stephen. Me and Connor were literally just talking about him earlier on. I mistakenly said something bad about him messing, and Connor nearly started crying. He's very upset. Who owns Jadon Sancho? Borussia Dortmund. He used to be a Manchester City player, but then he had to just walk out for free. Just gone. I go to Bowes game and I wouldn't take Moreno. Bowes said, Ella. You're a Bowes fan, Ella. Nice. My team, well, I say my team. I use the term very, very loosely. I used to support Shelburne when I was younger. I used to go to some Shelburne games with my uncle, who was a bigger Shelburne fan. But look, they're down in League One at the minute, but hopefully they can get back up. Even Icardi would be a good signing. Icardi would be an excellent signing. And I think he'd suit our system really well. And he's a bit of an asshole. And I love an asshole. I love a lunatic. Woolwizard said, how often do our youth players get game time? Do they have under 21 matches? Yes, they do. There is a couple of things, depending on what age they are. There is some under 23 matches that, of course, some of the players coming back from fitness, the senior team can play in. There's under 18 matches as well. There's the UEFA Youth League. So there is a few outlets for them to get game times, but not enough to consistently progress them. This is why you've so many players going out on loan. Perhaps why you had Pep Guardiola talking about the need for a B League. Or B teams, anyway. Coutinho for Keita? No. But that makes no way are we getting rid of Naby Keita. There's just no hope in hell of that happening. If you want to bring Coutinho back, I get that, but there's no way fucking Keita's going anywhere. Not a hope. Huge game Sunday. Hope we get back to winning ways. It's on Saturday, Paul, mate, and it's 3 PM kickoff. I was looking at our games up to where we played Munich, and do you think we can go through all their matches without any trouble? It's a decent run. I mean, we've got some tough games. We have United or something? Is it United and Chelsea around that game? We've got some tough games around that, but all we can do, and look, it sounds such a fucking cop out, mate, but all we can do is take one game at a time. And let's start with the game at the weekend against Brighton, because if we get 3 points there, that's another one ticked off, and we're one game closer to where we want to be, which, you know, relax, Craig, relax. It's all good. It's all good. Crazy day at work today. Had to make a wank chart for somebody. Ask no questions, I'll tell no lies. A wank chart. I don't even want to talk about that in case you do have some kids watching, but interesting day's work for you, Gabriel, excuse me. Wasim said, forget Tarkowski for 50 million. Surely we can get somebody better for that price. I agree, 100%. Yes, Neil is talking about Rhian Brewster, and I do have something here in my notes about young Rhian Brewster, so always great to hear about him. So Rhian Brewster looks like he's getting back to fitness, guys, after what has been a nightmare 12 months for the young man. He had issues with his ankle, and then when he went and he thought his ankle was okay, he found out that he also had ligament damage in his knee, or meniscus damage, I think it was, in his knee. So it's been a tough 12 months for the young guy, but it looks like he's finally coming back to fitness, and Liverpool are taking absolutely no chances with him. They're bringing him back very slowly, and we know in the summer Liverpool had to fight really hard. Brewster had turned down a series of contract offers from Liverpool and had attracted interest from clubs all across Europe. You might remember in the summer Liverpool actually cancelled a friendly against Borussia Mönchengladbach because of their alleged illegal approach towards Rhian Brewster. And he was, you know, there was a lot of clubs in Germany and across Europe looking to bring that young guy in. So for Liverpool finally to tie him down to a deal, I think his deal runs till 2023, but it's 2022 or 2023. But for Liverpool to finally tie him down, it was a big piece of business for the club. And Sancho has been not Sancho, definitely not Sancho. Brewster has been talking, and he said, getting back and fighting fit is all I want to do, and prove to everybody that I'm good enough. I can't wait to be back because I'm missing it like crazy. When I'm back, I want to prove to everyone that I made the right decision staying at the club. So look, fighting words from the young man. I cannot wait to see this guy playing. I really cannot wait. Jurgen Klopp thinks so highly of him. Anyone that's seen him come through the youth system thinks so highly of him. Top scorer, golden boot at the World Cup and the under 17 World Cup. I cannot wait. This guy could be big, very, very, well, not big in height because he's small, but you know what I mean. He could be absolutely shit hot. So it's tough not to pile too much pressure on the kid, but he has it all. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And that's perhaps why maybe Klopp let Solanke go out. He has a lot of faith in this young man, and he would have had to have shown him when he signed the deal that there is a future for him. There's a way for him to get through the system. So what are your thoughts on Rhian Brewster? Looking forward to seeing him. Haven't seen too much of him. Again, anything's on the table here, guys, so let me know what you want to chat about. The match isn't on any of the usual channels. Take it you've got another channel, Craig. Joanne, it is actually on here in Ireland, believe it or not. Legitimately on here in Ireland. So in the UK, there's a 3 p.m. blackout of all games. You can't show any Premier League 3 p.m. kickoffs in the UK, but the rule doesn't apply here in Ireland. So I have Sky TV as an example, and Sky show one Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff, and they rotate it every week, so it's a different club. This week they're showing Brighton versus Liverpool, so I actually have the game on proper television. So yeah, it'd be quite easy for me to do the watch along this week, thankfully. I thought, like you, I was going to have a nightmare trying to find it, but it's on Sky here in Ireland, so I'll be up to date. I won't be behind play, and yeah, ready to go at 2:30 on Saturday. So I hope you guys can join us for that one. Hail Lovren, said Joe Robinson. I wish Brewster was fit to play the FA Cup game against Wolves, said Odog. Spend 200 million, sell Moreno, Origi and Sturridge, and buy Werner, Koulibaly and Fekir. The Premier League is ours, said Andrew. Tarkowski isn't worth 50 million, no way, said Anfield buy at 9. I think we pretty much all agree with you on that one, pal. There's very few people I've seen in the chat tonight that think that he is worth the 50 million quid that's been asked, or mentioned anyway. Jack Maloney, I'm a child. Thank you for letting me know that, Jack. I'll make sure to try and look out for you, pal. I can't really alter how I talk on here, buddy, but I will keep an eye out for you. Make sure nobody says anything to you that bullies you, says anything like that. I'm always happy to be made aware when people are younger in the chat, mate, so thank you for letting me know. I'm a parent myself, so I always kind of try and look out for kids if I know they're in the chat, mate, and thank you for making me aware. Where does Kimmich play? At Bayern? What else have we got here? Do you think Rabiot would be good for us? At Omar? Yes, he probably would have been, but he's gone to Barcelona, so that's not really worth talking about. We spoke about Adrian Rabiot before, and I've said that I would have liked him because he's a very good midfielder, but it seems he's gone to Barcelona, and that's pretty much a done deal as far as I'm aware as well. Get Kimmich, said Joel Robinson. Is the Rabiot Barca deal off? Not that I've seen, but again, I could have missed something. Until pen is put to paper, then anything is up for debate. So unless I've missed something, what I'd seen is that it was a done deal. I mean, Barcelona had come out and said that it wasn't quite over the line, that they had an interest in the player. Then the next day I'd read that it was pretty much signed, sealed and delivered. But you know, like we've said before, transfers can move quickly, the world can change, so until somebody puts pen to paper, anything can happen. Gakul said the Reds' next 5 games: Brighton, Palace, Leicester, West Ham and Bournemouth, and then we play Bayern. So looking at those realistically, you would say that there's a possibility of winning all of those games. And like anything in the Premier League, look, it's easy for me to say that, but you know, Leicester is going to be a difficult game. It's always a difficult game against Leicester. West Ham, it depends on what West Ham show up, but the rest of them, I feel quite confident. With kids, Craig, in the Premier League and Champions League, you just can't take any risk if they'll be up to it. You want them to progress, but top level football is insane, so loaning out is your only option. Yeah, it's tough, isn't it, Graham? It's tough because ideally Jurgen Klopp and any other manager would want to keep these guys at the club, in the system, keep an eye on them, track their progress, make sure they're being coached the right way, the Liverpool way. But you're right, it's tough to get them through game unless you're an absolutely exceptional talent and it's clear from day dot that you're going to be a first team player. Then yeah, mate, it's really difficult. And managers a lot of the time are 2 or 3 games not going your right way in the Premier League and your job can be under fucking pressure. So yeah, it's tough for them because if you have a director of football in place, then those are the guys who are supposed to look long term for the club. So they're perhaps the ones that are going to be trying to push through the kids and saying to the manager, introduce this guy, play this guy, But if you're a manager and you're under pressure, or you're like, let's just use Jose Mourinho as an example at United. He was brought in to deliver stuff immediately. He hasn't got time to be playing kids to bring them through, because he knows he probably only had a 3-year cycle at the club. He'll talk about how many kids he brought through and blah blah, but he didn't. Be realistic. I can't think of very many kids during any of his career, actually. Well, I don't know his time at Porto, so I'd be guessing. But the rest of it, very few. I mean, I'm sure he's brought through one, like McTominay. Is that bringing through a kid? He's shite, so I don't know. I hear that Bayern have offered 20 million to get Rabiot now, kind of stolen him off Barca. Yeah, look, I mean, as I said, if they want to try and get money for the player and Bayern come in and are willing to pay it, then, you know, if you're PSG, obviously you're going to want to take some money. They have issues around FFP as well with UEFA, so if they can be seen to be bringing some cash in, makes sense. Rhian Brewster needs a lot of loan time. No, he doesn't, not at all. And you won't see him go on loan either. Rhian Brewster is here for the first team and he won't leave the club. Promise you that, mate. Jurgen Klopp is going to want this kid to be in and around the first team straight away. This season you'll probably see him get some minutes, but from the summer onwards, I promise you, mate, he's first team and only first team. That's how good he is. Really looking forward to seeing Brewster, said Christopher. Just went back on Twitter. Oh my days, the amount of hate Coutinho is getting from Barca fans. As I said to you the other day, guys, I've taken a few days off Twitter, so I'm not on social media at the minute outside of this channel. So if anybody is looking for me on Twitter or anything, I check my DMs, but other than that, you won't see me posting or commenting. I'm just trying to take a few days away because I want to rest. I want to just clear my head and concentrate on the channel. So yeah, I won't be on there if you're looking for me. Lee said I'm a child at heart. Aren't we all, Lee? I mean, I'm 37 years of age and I still carry on like a child. 50 million will buy the entire Burnley team, said LFC Forever. Brewster really excites me, great potential, said Ella. What do you think of the job that Steven Gerrard is doing at Glasgow Rangers? You can't but be impressed, Scott. I mean, he went up there against a really more powerful Celtic team. Now look, he's got some help from Liverpool with the players he's got up there, and the club have backed him as best they could as well. Very clever business bringing Jermaine Defoe up there. They brought somebody, there was a Stephen Davies or somebody they brought up there as well very recently. I can't remember. He's been clever with his loans. I still think Celtic will win the league, but I suppose what's success to Rangers fans at this moment in time? Pushing Celtic, is that good enough for them? I don't know. I don't know enough about Scottish football to really comment. I can just go by looking at the league table, and he seems to be doing okay. Can't believe Chelsea rejected another bid, William. They could have got Malcolm. Did you hear Ben Woodburn came back from loan? Yeah, we spoke about that one a while ago. He picked up an injury at Sheffield United. He wasn't really getting much game time, and he came back to have the injury assessed. Is he back now full time? I don't know. Again, tough, and it's tough to write off a kid early because Ben Woodburn is still very young. But when he burst onto the scene, everybody thought he was going to be fucking amazing. So fingers crossed he can sort it out. No better person to have guiding your career than Jurgen Klopp, so let's wait and see what happens with Mr. Woodburn. The Maharani's closet said the price is based on both the importance he is to the team and the assumed desperation Burnley believe Liverpool to be in. Valuation has nothing to do with the player's actual value. Yeah, that's true to an extent, but I don't think we're up shit creek or anything like it. We've 2 centre backs coming back in less than 2 weeks. We have somebody who can play there alongside him. We've got a couple of kids. Actually, we've got more than a couple. Fabinho could play there. Milner could play there. As I said the other day, Henderson was being looked at to play there before he picked up the knock against Wolves. So I don't think we're in that much trouble with regards to a centre back. Certainly not enough to be going out and dropping 50 million on Tarkowski. Or Tarkovsky. I'm not sure how you're supposed to pronounce his name. Tarkovsky is a United fan. I don't know what to say to that, mate. Lots of players are fans of clubs and go and play for other clubs. I don't think that would make any difference, mate. Not that I want them, because I don't. Specifically not at 50 fucking million. He's not worth it. Remember me, Daryl, the one from the City video, said Daryl. Hello, Daryl. Welcome, mate. Mate, I talk to so many people on here that I can barely remember my own name at times, so forgive me if I can't remember. If Liverpool lose the league from here now, I generally think it's the end of the clock. Blah, blah, fucking blah. Why are we going on about this negativity? What if Liverpool win the league, Tom? What then, pal? Then does Klopp get the job for life? I don't understand it. There's no need for the negativity. Why look at if we go on and lose the league? Why buy into that shite? That's what all the opposition fans and City fans, that's what everybody wants us to start thinking. Relax, calm down. We've lost one league game, one, all season, to the defending champions at their gaff. And we lost the game because of a ball hitting the post and not going in. Theirs went in off the post, ours came back out. Small detail. Don't let your head fall off. It's all good. We're in the driver's seat, buddy. Yeah, exactly. Stevie G played his first game and we all said he'll do, said Graham. Carroll was an Everton fan. Look, there's loads of them. Absolutely loads of them. Brewster is going to be absolute quality, so Christopher McVicker. Burnley want to sign, is it Soufiane? Again, sorry if I mispronounced that guy's name. Maybe Origi will go to Burnley as part of the deal for Tarkowski. I don't think we're going to sign Tarkovsky, honestly. I just think it's another bullshit rumour. I mean, one rumour said loan him, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, is if Burnley are going to loan out their star centre-back when they're fighting relegation. And as well, if Burnley did sell him, even at 50 million, I mean, relegation, staying in the Premier League is worth more to them than that 50 million. So it doesn't make sense from a financial standpoint for them. Travis Sinclair is trying to troll us, but can't actually string a sentence together. So maybe next time, Travis, pal. Maybe next time. Have a few goes there. You've had 1, 2, 3 attempts at writing the word flop, Travis. I mean, you'll get there in the end, buddy. Don't worry, we've got faith in you. Okay, what else have we got? It's so fucking funny. God bless them, the old trolls. They're all cabbages. Woodburn's next, Jordan Rhodes, potentially prolific at lower league, but absolutely zero pace or acceleration, which kills the chances at the highest level, said Brian. If Liverpool win the league, there'll be no negativity and Klopp will be seen as a god. It's because Klopp is a god. He's a god to me anyway. Let's think back though to the start of the season. We have to manage our expectations here. At the start of the year, we all would have taken a title challenge, I think. A lot of us would have anyway. And now we're ahead by 4 points. A few weeks back we were behind by 1. I know we were ahead by 7 at one point, and I understand that as well. But we're still ahead by 4. And we haven't lost at home now in pushing 2 years in the Premier League. And we've lost 1 game this year to the champs. I mean, if you're going to lose a game and you lose to the defending champions, it's nothing to be ashamed of. Will said, just done some maths. For the price of 1 Neymar, you could have 285,714,285 cans of Diet Chav. That's 47,619,047 multi-packs. There you go. Not wasting your time at all there, Will. I mean, good man. That's my type of economics. Okay, I hate the way trolls get in the head of some of our fans. It's okay for top of the league and our heads are far from gone. Exactly. Why not celebrate it? Why not, enjoy the fact that we're top of the league and we're getting to watch this team develop into something special? I don't let people's negativity get in on me when it comes to Liverpool because they want us to fail. I mean, opposition fans aren't going to come on and go, do you know what, you lads are fucking awesome. I mean, I cannot wait for you to win the league. It's going to be brilliant. Fair play to you. I mean, I know I'm a City fan, but best of luck to you. It's just not going to happen. They're going to try everything and they're only doing it out of fear. That's the funny part. I mean, yesterday, I was called Peanut Head. I was told to fuck off and support somebody in my own country by a Man City fan. I was called everything under the sun. I sat back, read it, laughed, and just thought to myself, my God, Liverpool are living rent-free in those fuckers' heads. Because they're going on to Liverpool fan channels, trying to become relevant, trying to make themselves heard. And none of us, that I know of, are going over there to their channels and, well, their channels are tiny little things, to be fair. We're a tiny Liverpool channel with regards to, against, red men and stuff. And we're already bigger than the biggest Manchester City channel. And we're only around 9 fucking months. So that tells you everything you need to know about Manchester City's fans. They're shit at trolling. They're trying to create a rivalry that doesn't exist anywhere except in their heads. And they're still whinging about a can of a specific flavoured cider. Boom, boom, boom. That was amazing. Hashtag floop. Oh, we should definitely try and get hashtag floop trending. Fuck Tarkowski, fuck Militao, fuck all these other defenders. Get Connor Cody. I'm not going to give up my campaign. Hashtag bring back or bring Cody back, said LFC_5. Good man, good man. Was gutted when you and Deirdre Barlow split up, Samir. That's old school, Kev. I mean, you're showing your age there, pal. Mo Salah, by the way, Mo Salah, we haven't mentioned him much on the stream tonight. Mo Salah has won the Reds Goal of the Month award for his hat-trick goal against Bournemouth in December. So another one for Mohamed Salah to add to his collection, and what a 12 months it's been. Recently, well, I say recently, this week, he won the African Footballer of the Year as well. So, I mean, it's just raining down with awards from Mohamed Salah, and he deserves every single one of them because he's immense. So congratulations to Mo on another award. You mean he bagged a hat-trick as well. You gotta love the guy. Give him Bobby the penalty as well. I mean, what a month it's been for that man, and people think he's a one-season wonder. Best of luck with that. Chris Bascom saying Hendo might not be fit for Saturday. Okay, that's alright. I think we're okay with that one. We've still got enough to cover in midfield. We've got Henderson, oh not Henderson, we've got Milner, Lallana, Shaqiri, Keita. I think Fabinho might be at centre back, so we may have to do without him. Gini Wijnaldum. I think we're okay. Who's Deirdre Barlow? Some way to talk about your ex-wife, mate. She's a Coronation Street character. Talk Sport report United have paid Mourinho's compensation 15 million in full. Interesting. Talk of him becoming the next Real Madrid manager. I mean, I don't how you flopped at your last 3 clubs and he just walks back into a fucking Real Madrid job. Madness. It's like people forget what it's like to work with Mourinho, and they forget how fucking much he drags the club down and causes shit in the changing rooms and makes everybody feel fucking horrible. And then he marches back in and Perez is like, oh Mourinho, come back in. I don't know why I was suddenly fucking Super Mario there, but you know what I'm trying to do. Badly. Craig, imagine all these City fans walking up, shaking a fair, sitting behind a keyboard, calling us bottles. Look, City fans, once again, look at the stadium. Semi-final of a cup. The team won 9-0. They would have got to have seen some kids coming through, some great goals, and the stadium was more than half empty. That tells you everything you need to know about that fan base. They're fucking... Look, I'm leaving it there. But yeah, don't mind the City fans. Cabbage dressed as a lettuce, said Jason. Ryan Kent, keep or sell, said Scott Wilson. I would sell, mate. As I said earlier on, Rangers interested in taking him up there full time. I think maybe that would be a good move for him. I don't see it working out with Liverpool. Don't think he's our level. Guys, I'm a Manchester United fan. This is my first time watching the show. Welcome, Samir. Welcome to the show, mate. We welcome fans from any club in, as long as you're polite to the people in the chat. Anything you want to ask, buddy, anything you want to know, please just put it in the chat. Okay, what else have we got? Bring Cody back. Kev said hit the like button, guys, if you haven't done so. Where are we on the likes, by the way? Can someone give me a number? I first saw this presenter guy on the United stand. I was indeed, yeah. I was on there with Mark doing a preview of the Liverpool game against United. So, yeah, thank you. I'm glad you remembered who I was. Anyway, that's one plus. Craig, I've been sick since Sunday. Missed school all week. Can't sleep but love tuning in every night. Just want to say thank you, mate. It's my pleasure, honestly. People that thank me on here, don't feel you ever have to do it, because it's a two-way street, as I keep saying. It's a pleasure for me to come on here every night and get to talk to you people, and I haven't been well myself this week, so you guys have got me through it as well, so thank you for that. I appreciate all of you, and I know Connor does as well, so once again thank you for all your support, all your help as we continue to grow the channel. It's a community effort, guys, so you know, let's keep it going. 32,000 there and £10 a ticket. £10 a ticket, Jesus Christ. I know Liverpool fans that would crawl over broken glass from Ireland and elsewhere in the UK to get there to watch the game, and there wouldn't even be a sniff of a £10 ticket at Anfield. Well, unless of course you're talking about a little £7 ticket, but I mean not a majority of £10 tickets. Liverpool are concerned about the fitness of skipper Jordan Henderson for Saturday's fixture at Brighton, said Louis. Yesterday people were trying to say we were concerned about Virgil van Dijk. Today Mr. Bascom thinks is a knock. And look, Chris Bascom's a very good journalist, so you know whatever he says is probably true. 83 likes, thank you very much. So we're only 17 likes away from hitting the 100, guys. So look, if you're watching, you haven't yet hit the like button, please do so. And of course, if you're new and you haven't subscribed, we'd love it if you could hit that button as well. All the best to your channel. You've got a good crowd and honest opinions, said MUFC Gamer. Very kind of you, pal, thank you. We've a really good bunch in here. We're really lucky. Since day one, we've managed to have some great people in the chat. We've been very fortunate. Craig, any chance of doing a watch along with you sometime? Yeah, I don't know how that would work, Mark, because I tried it with Dave before and his stream was a little bit behind, I think, at the time of my stream, so it was tough. I would definitely have you on a post-match show, Mark. If you wanted to try that one, buddy, we can definitely get that organised. And the only reason I'm saying no to the watch-along is because of the time difference. If I thought we could sync it up, then absolutely. Everything is on the table here. Connor Cody is excelling in a back three system, very much tailored to his strengths. Let's just leave him there and let him have a great career, said Brian. My favourite Irish dish is Kilcannon. What's yours? Stew, Alex. Definitely an Irish stew. My wife loves Kilcannon, much like you said there, but for me, I'm old school. Give me an Irish stew. Can't beat an Irish stew. Although Scouse is pretty much the same fucking thing, to be fair, for any Liverpudlians. If someone calls me a bin dipper, I'll say I prefer the term freegan. Nice answer, Lee. Look, the whole bin dipper thing is by people who are ignorant little arseholes. Honestly, I mean, I guarantee you, people calling us bin dippers, just because we support Liverpool. I mean, I'm from Ireland. I live a fairly okay lifestyle. I'm not well off. I'm not on the breadline. I'm okay. I'm comfortable enough. So calling me a bin dipper is fucking hilarious. I've heard people being called bin dippers that I know are on in excess of 100 grand a year. They're just ignorant little arseholes, and they just hear a word and they think it's cool to say that word and slag people off. And the same people who are using the whole always the victims bullshit as well. They're all just ignorant little fools. I meant, why are we wanting a Burnley player for 50 million? It's just a link, Andrew, mate. None of us think it's actually going to happen. It's just something that's been doing the rounds in the media. He's not worth 50 million. Craig and Connor, if you're interested, I put together a slideshow of backgrounds. I think, didn't Connor say to you, buddy, to email it to us? I'm sure he did. If he didn't, apologies. But yeah, if you want to send it to us, AnfieldAgenda@gmail.com or AnfieldAgenda@outlook.com, and I will definitely take a look at it. I think Connor's interested in seeing it as well, mate, so just send it on to us and we will promise you we'll get back to you. Callum Crayston said we should get Delit, Maguire, Tarkowski and Ryan Sessegnon. I don't think Harry Maguire would suit our system, to be honest. Delit, most certainly, but rumoured to be gone to Barca. Tarkowski, we spoke about. Sessegnon, love the kid, absolutely love that guy. I think it'll come down to Liverpool and Spurs for him in the long run, and I just hope we get him because he's an exceptional talent. Hendo is an injury season player. He picks up his fair share, Joel. There's no two ways about that, mate. He definitely does pick up a few knocks. The kid from Burnley is a good player, but he's not worth 50 million. Hendo to have fitness test on Friday. Craig, I'd be interested in pre or post match. Will DM us on Twitter, mate. Cheers. No problem, Mark. Anytime. If I don't get back to you, straight away, don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm not really onto Twitter at the minute, as I said, so I will get back to you though, Mark. I promise you. Anyone seen the freegan on Alan Partridge scissored aisle? Nope. Evening, Craig. Evening, Redman. Guys, it's just me, but wouldn't Klopp buy a defender now? I wouldn't like Klopp to buy a defender now because more than likely Lovren and Matip to be sold. That's my thoughts on it, Randy, as well. We have two defenders coming back. Lovren, I'm still not sure what exactly is happening with him with his injury. But yeah, long term, I'd like both of them to be moved on. Matip and Dejan Lovren. And have Joe Gomez, Virgil van Dijk. Let's see perhaps what's happening with Phillips. But definitely go into the market and bring somebody else in of a high standard. I hope that that's the plan. And if we can't do that now, then let's just get through the rest of the season and get somebody in the summer. I agree with you 100%. Whether you want to hear it or not, I think people need to hear when others appreciate their good work. That being said, thank you for this channel. Mate, it's a pleasure. Thank you for the kind words. Honestly, I am. All of you are superstars. I appreciate the shit out of all of you. I know I've got my own unique way of phrasing things at times, and I know my language isn't for everybody. I probably could grow the channel quicker if I was a bit more PC, but I'm me on here, so it's what makes it easier for me to come on here and do these. Is I'm just being me. So if I was to try and not swear or not react to shit, it would just be a fake me, and I don't think it would be as fun for all of us. Craig, what's the latest on Amor to Liverpool? No actual bid gone in on. The Trabzonspor president, I think it was, had said that there has been offers for the guy, none from Liverpool, and that if they are going to accept an offer, it's going to be from a big club, because he believes that the young man deserves to go and play at the highest level. Again, it could be one for the future, so let's just sit on it and wait and see. Or it could be one like that Moses Daddy guy we were linked with last summer that just doesn't happen. Everton only want Batshuayi on a permanent deal. Breaking news on Sky Sports. It will be a good bit of business, I think, for Everton and for him. I still think there's a player in there for Batshuayi. He's a little bit hit and miss at times, but he'd be idolised at Everton if he came there and started scoring. So yeah, it'd be a good move for the bidders if that happened, but hopefully it doesn't, because obviously none of us want them to get better in any way. Mate, do you think Ireland the second capital of Liverpool? Exactly. We're so similar, absolutely so similar. And look, half of the Scousers are Irish anyway, because of the immigration, the boat that went over from Dublin to Liverpool. You know all the background of this. We're carved out of the same stone. Could you shout out my mum, Joanne Fisher? Of course. Hello, Joanne. And Callum. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I hope you're all well. Cody isn't good enough. And as for Tarkowski, too similar to Lovren. 50 million, similar or worse, just by the Koulibaly from Napoli and sell Matip. De Ligt. Look, De Ligt is, if I could buy any centre back in the world right now, it would be De Ligt, because of the longevity of his career. Koulibaly is class. No two ways about it. Absolutely class. But I'm a sucker for trying to get somebody and, get the next 10 years out of them. Imagine having him and Joe Gomez eventually, after Lovren kind of settles himself in and starts to be rotated a little bit. It would just be class. What do you think of the Coutinho to Manchester United rumour? I hope to God it isn't true, Damien. I really hope it isn't true. I mean, I've got bad feelings towards him now for the way he left. If he became a mank, it would be tough to take, and it would be tough to see them strengthening themselves, because let's be fair, if Coutinho went to United, it would be a damn fine piece of business for them. I'd be interested to see how much they pay for him though. Don't think we need to sign anybody, said Ella. Wait for the summer. Krishna said Deadwood out, which he lists as Mignolet, Moreno, Lovren, Lallana, Origi, Sturridge, and bring in Timo Werner, a creative midfielder, a striker, Pope, and a centre back. I don't want a keeper to come in personally, Krishna, because I want Queevy Kelleher to get his opportunity. Other than that, mate, I think your list is pretty bang on, to be fair. I disagree with very little that you've written there. Yeah, pretty well in, mate. Well done. Koulibaly going to Real Madrid. I had seen that, Samuel, earlier on, that they'd look to nip in ahead of United, I think they said. The bin dipper is a roller coaster in Blackpool. There you go. Learned something new today. Cameron said, I thought Lucas should have stuck around longer. He's doing well at Lazio. Look, I'm probably one of Lucas Leiva's biggest fans, believe it or not, and that I get stick for that a lot of the time off people. As I said to you guys before, it's who I named my son after. I really like the guy. I hope he comes back to the. I'm not stupid enough to believe that I think he's the greatest player the club's had. Far from it. I just love his attitude. I just love the way he went about his business at Liverpool. I love the way he didn't give up. I love the way he kept battling. I love the love that he has for the club. And let's not forget, his kids are fucking Scousers. His kids were born and bred in this city. And I hope he comes back and works with the academy at some point, because having Lucas Leiva around the club is only a positive thing. John Downey said, Craig not getting any notifications. How come? John, I wish I could answer that, pal. A lot of people are having that trouble. and it's nothing on our side because we can't control your notifications, buddy. Maybe just turn them off and back on. I know it's really simplistic and I wish I could help you out, and I've had this discussion with Connor a few times because you're not the only one. The honest answer is, mate, there's nothing that we can do, unfortunately, and it kills me to say that because I'd love there to be a simple solution. Sometimes I honestly think YouTube just has it in for us. Maybe I'm being a little bit crazy, but I think they have it in for us sometimes. Sometimes there's just barriers put up for us that do my head in. Are there any rules for the chat? No homophobia, nothing to do with race or religion. Just be as respectful as you can of people, mate. Yeah, just the basic rules of any society, I suppose. But other than that, mate, have at it. 50 million for him, maybe 40 million. Maybe 40 million to make 90 for Koulibaly. I can't see us going for Koulibaly, nor can I see us going for Tarkowski for 50 million. Maguire is shit, loses the run of himself all the time, ends up places he should never be, sliding all over the gaff. Looks like he's just quantum leaped into the body of a footballer, and he has the world's biggest head. I mean, defo has to have a place on Mount Rushmore, definitely. We did an entire 15-minute section of a show once just on Harry Maguire's head. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever done on here, and it wasn't me. I was just sitting back and reading out other people's comments, and oh my god, it was so much fun. Whatever happened to the Manchester City allegations? They're still being looked at. They're probably going to come around quite soon, actually. I'd seen something in the news the other day. They're being threatened with a possible expulsion from European competition for a specific amount of time. There's a couple of things really about this. One, there's the whole stuff about the Der Spiegel article. Secondly, there's the allegation that they hid 30 million from UEFA when they came to look into the finances. And then there's the whole thing around their sponsorship and Etihad, and is the money actually being sent there by the guy that runs the club or the guy that owns the club. And look, it's way above my pay grade to talk about, but something absolutely stinks with all of this, and I hope that it's looked at properly. And there's been even talk of some political interference at the very highest levels, which you never want to see in sport. I honestly don't see us signing anyone unless Van Dijk gets injured, said Jose. To be honest, Craig, if we bring somebody in, I want them now and not in the summer. It's just the market though, mate. That's the thing. The player that we want now, we might not be able to get, whereas Klopp might have something in place for the summer. I understand why you're saying what you're saying, and if we could get that player now, I'd agree with you, because you give him time to bed in. Then by pre-season you get a good fitness or good pre-season under his belt, get some fitness, and he's ready to go for the start of next season. So I absolutely agree with where you're coming from. It's just a matter of clubs not being willing to let players go at times. Massive test of our character on Saturday versus Brighton. Very tough game against a good side. They ain't any pushovers. I'm hoping Klopp gets the team lineup right for this one. Come on, you Reds, said Sean Cook. It's a big one, buddy. Not gonna lie, it is, and I'm expecting a response after the last two games, and I hope to God we get it. The bookies have us as massive favourites to go to the Amex and get a result, so I'm hoping that we do. Guys, we have about 35 minutes left on tonight's stream, so still lots of time to get your comments in. If you are watching and you haven't subscribed, we'd love you to hit that subscribe button and join the family here. And of course, if you haven't dropped a like on the stream, please do that as well. All stuff on our channel, by the way, if you're new, everything that we do is free, and it always will be, because when we started the channel, we made a promise that all our content will be available to everybody, and anything that we post up on YouTube will always be available to everybody. So again, just I hope another reason for you to subscribe and take this journey with us. Birmingham Mail, Wolves are linked with a move for Divock Origi. That makes a lot of sense. Because they tried to get Tammy Abraham in. He said he wants to see the season out with Aston Villa. Chelsea were unwilling to sell him permanently. They were only willing to sanction a loan. But he said, you know what, I'm happy where I am. Let's see how the season goes. I want to get promoted with Aston Villa. So yeah, it makes absolute sense that they will be in for Origi. Hopefully we move him on and get a few quid in. I mean, it would benefit everybody, let's be fair. We might say we need him for the rest of the season. I don't think we do, to be honest. What's happened with Coutinho? Nothing yet, Connor. Some talk of United being interested. Other people hoping he's going to come back to Liverpool. But apparently he's getting absolute fucking abuse from Barcelona fans. Whoops. I don't know what else to say. I don't really have any sympathy for him. I loved him when he was at the club. I mean, I rate him highly as a footballer, but, you know, he got what he wanted. It's a problem with YouTube. Turn notifications off. This happens to all YouTubers. Why though? That's fucking sick, isn't it? I don't mean sick in a cool with the kids way. I mean, it's absolutely wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you probably have your own experience with this one, pal, as you said. So it's shit that it happens. We had to, like, it took us. We should have been monetized about 7 or 8 months ago. We actually hit the numbers that we needed to hit inside a month of starting the channel. We got our 1,000 subscribers and we got our watch time, and it's taken us six months of arguing to try and prove our point as to why the reason they gave us for not being monetized wasn't true. And we had to fight really, really hard to get that. We lost out on 6 months of potential income from ad revenue and super chats, and then eventually in the last month we finally got monetized, which has been brilliant. I mean, it's really given us a little bit of a boost, allowed us to do some new stuff, allowed us to book the flights and stuff to go over for the last game of the season. But yeah, it's been a tough start for the channel. We've really had to fight along YouTube and try and get to where we are. But thankfully you guys have chosen to take this little trip with us, so appreciate you for that. Some guys say to us all the time, though, is this your full-time job, or do you have a job on top of this? And that really does make me and Connor laugh, particularly because for 8 months we weren't seeing a single penny out of it. But even at that, I mean, you're talking very small amount of money at our size. Maybe if you got to the United Stand, Redmen TV, well, I know Redmen TV also have an income from the stuff that they put up behind a paywall, so, you know, I don't know how much they're making. But even at the likes of Mark at the United Stand, it's tough to make a living from YouTube these days, apparently. Maybe it was easier years ago. I'm not really a YouTube person, so I'm just grateful to be on here, to be fair, and I'm grateful that people bother tuning in to listen to fucking anything I have to say. I wouldn't tune in to listen to me. Who am I kidding? Of course I would. Give them Origi and we'll have their class centre midfielder, said Ann Meadows. I wonder who you mean there. It couldn't be a certain Mr. Neves. Hey Craig, Henderson unlikely for the game on Saturday. Who would you play? I don't think we've done the 11 yet. That's probably a good introduction to it, Richard. So I would go with, and of course guys, feel free to put your 11 for the game against Brighton in the chat. I'd love to see it. I would go with, obviously, Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Fabinho, Robertson. If Henderson's out, I probably have no choice but to go Milner, Gini, Keita, and then the front three. And I've explained the reason I went with Keita is because, again, I think we'd be better off using Shaqiri as an impact sub, depending on how the game was going. But yeah, tough one. But there you go, that's my 11. But of course, it's now time to see what you guys think and what your 11 is. What else we got? Sean said donations help, but YouTube take 30%. It can be even a little bit more, I think, Sean, maybe depending on look, to give you an example, we still physically haven't seen a penny from YouTube yet. That's the God's honest truth. I think we're very close to getting our first release of some money, but yeah, still we haven't seen a penny. Oh, thank you, Kev, for the super chat, mate. But you know, Kev, you don't need, you're part of the family here, buddy. Kev, couple of diet chavs up the motherfucking Reds. Let's sign some class, not makeshift players, are going in one direction only. And Kev, for anyone who doesn't know, runs our Instagram account, which is absolutely flying thanks to his hard work. So if you're over there on Instagram, why not check out the Anfield Agenda account? It's just at Anfield Agenda, really simple. I promise you there's no pictures of my bald head on there all the time, and there's no nudes. There's definitely no nudes. Unless Kev's posted a few I don't know about, but you know, he's probably a better looking fella than me, so maybe you want to see them. Mr. Worldwide sing some tunes. Me and Connor had a little bit of a joke about this actually, and instead of being Mr. Worldwide, I decided we should call me Mr. Wellwide because I'm a fat fuck, so maybe Mr. Wellwide is better. Lawrenson has gone 1-1 against Brighton, said Elijah John 5. Fuck him. I mean, I love Laro, but he can stick his prediction up his arse. It's going to be 3-1 to the Reds or 3-0. That's my prediction. You can take that to the bank. They'll probably tell you the check bounce, but you can take it there anyway. I mean, why would you predict 1-1, you miserable fuck? I don't get it. Ex-Liverpool players predicting a draw. I mean, shut the fuck up. I mean, where's the positivity? You're supposed to have the managers back, Lawrenson, for God's sake. No incomings in January as Klopp will trust his team 100%, said Eric Worry. Fury got robbed. He absolutely did, pal. I'm 100% with you on that one. He won that fight hands down. Absolutely ridiculously robbed. It was immense what he did, and how the hell he got up at that 12th round. Even if people are arguing about a slow count, the man has won me over. I am massively in love with Tyson Fury. What he's doing for mental health. He gave his whole paycheck away. I mean, I could talk about the guy forever. Love him. I love the way he's turned him. He's grown up. He's realised that he's a figure that is looked up to by millions and millions of people. He's an absolute fantastic advocate for mental health. I mean, there's so many, and I know he's had a bit of an iffy past, but he's matured like all of us in life, and I love him. I love his beautiful family. His wife seems a lovely woman as well. I mean, yeah, I could talk about Tyson Fury all day. Heme said, sorry, just coming now, what have I missed? A little chat about Tarkowski and why we think it's not going to happen. We're just starting to go through the 11 for the game against Brighton, and not really much else. A little chat about Rhian Brewster and the fact that he's had a hard year, and we're all looking forward to seeing him. Luke said, I'll drop you a follow. There you go. Good man, Luke. Very close, just pay lads YouTube. Very close, just pay lads YouTube. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I leave that to Connor Ann, to be honest. I'm just interested in coming on here and talking to people. The rest of it just happens and I leave it to Connor to sort out. Craig, if you go to a game, would you do a post-match reaction with fans outside the stadium like AFTV? No, I wouldn't do that, because that's Redmen's thing, and they do it very well. And no, I do my own thing. I do things differently. No, I'd probably just do my own reaction, myself and Connor or whoever was at the game. But as I said, our plan is not to, well, of course we want to go to games, but we want to go and meet fans. That's what we want to do. So we've said this a few times. If you're watching and you have a supporters club that meets up for every game, it doesn't matter where you are in the UK, Ireland, get in contact with myself and Connor. We'd love to come and watch a game with you and record the watch along live with your supporters club, and then get an interview with you guys, get some history about how you supported the Reds, how you're seeing the season, all that type of stuff. Because this is a fan channel and that's what we want to do, get out there and meet fans. Some fan channels want to get access to the club, perhaps interview players, and that's sound. I mean, that's brilliant, fair play to them, but that's not what we're about. We want to talk to fucking fans, because we're fans. We're only interested in fans. We all love the club, we'll all watch the games. I've no interest in interviewing Jurgen Klopp. There's people much better than me that will do that type of stuff. Redmen do it fantastically. The Anfield Rap do it fantastically. I mean, they're top lads. Leave them to it. But I want to just be another fan and just chat to fans. So if you've got a fan club, perhaps you even own a bar, run a bar, and you want us to come over, hit us up, AnfieldAgenda@outlook.com or AnfieldAgenda@gmail.com, and we'll happily sort something out. We'll sort out our flights and we'll get over there, and we'll have some fun. What else have we got? If anyone's heading to Liverpool, by the way, for the final game of the season, let us know, because we're hoping to film something there, meet as many of you as possible. We've already booked our flights and I would say a hotel, but me being the miserable fucker that I am, because it's your money, I booked a hostel. Whoops. So me and Connor are staying in a £36 hostel. There you go. I mean, proper Irish stuff there. And you know what, in fairness to Connor, he wasn't bothered. He was sound about it. I think Hoover still has a lot to learn, but in a couple of years he'll be class, said Anfield. Buy at 9. I'm very excited by this guy. Very excited. I mean, think of him in defensive terms like Rhian Brewster in attack. I mean, that's how good this kid could be. What was your team? I missed it, mate. It was Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Fabinho, Robertson, Milner, because Henderson looks like he might be injured, Gini Wijnaldum, Keita, and the front three. So only just seen the chat. Is it true we're going for Tarkowski from Burnley? I don't think so, Tom. Not at 50 million. I mean, it just seems like nonsense paper talk to me. Excuse me. And as well as that, I mean, Burnley, why would they sell him? They're in a relegation fight. Even at 50 million, it just seems silliness. Craig, would you put up the pictures on the screen behind you from the matches that we send in? Yes, but I've got to be careful about it as well. Believe it or not, we were sent a beautiful video from the amazing guys at LFC Calgary, and it was just them celebrating in the bar and singing Red songs. I put it up on YouTube, or Twitter, and I got a copyright strike and I got taken down. No fucking game footage in it. There were TVs in the bar in the background that were blurred and you couldn't see. And it was like the camera was just moving around the bar, looking at people singing and celebrating. And YouTube took the video down and gave us a copyright strike on there. So I've got to be so careful about what we put up on here. But if it's outside, yeah, defo, it's a great idea actually. Do you know what you see here? You see to, what side am I? Is it this side? Yes, this side of me. You see that we've got a slideshow of images. We can definitely put them there. I'd love to do stuff like that as well. Brilliant idea. Just wait until the summer and get a top quality player. 1,200 quid for a ticket for the final game. Absolute madness. We haven't even got a match ticket, by the way, for that Sonia. We're just going over to be in the city because I usually go over for the last game and normally I can get a ticket, but this time not a sniff. And there's no fucking way I'm paying anywhere near that type of money. So I'll just be in the city and celebrate like everybody else, hopefully. Either way, we'll celebrate the season. That was a good season for the Reds. Craig, mate, why won't Jurgen Klopp buy ex-players? I can't tell you that because I don't know, Anne. I'd be just speculating. I'm sorry, but you know I don't want to lie to you. You like the odd dabble, Craig. Apparently VVD was 125 to 1 to get PFA. Wow, fucking hell. That would have been tasty if you had a few quid on that, Jose, wouldn't it? I mean, to be fair, I've had a few winners over the past few days, so it's been a good few days in that sense. Who would captain us this weekend? It's got to be Van Dijk or Milner. If Milner plays, I'd imagine it's Milner. If he doesn't, I'd imagine it's Van Dijk. Of course, unless Henderson is fit, but it's looking like he isn't. Would you take David Luiz? No, I wouldn't take David Luiz. He's brain dead. No. He's like a central defensive version of Moreno in my head. I mean, again, going forward, free kicks, attacking, he's grand, but no, not in defence. Not for me, anyway. I mean, maybe there's a system that I'm not seeing that would suit David Luiz, but there's a reason that he's bouncing around. Tom said, we don't need another centre-back before, but an injury crisis. After we get through this rough patch of injuries, we'll be fine. Fabinho will do for 2 or 3 games. Agree 100%, Tom. And I think it won't even need to be that, pal. I think once we get through this game at the weekend, we're probably going to have Matip back for the next one and maybe Gomez for the one after that. Hader said, love your channel, pal. Keep it up. Thank you so much, mate. We love the support from everybody that we get in here, so thank you so much for your kind words. What else have we got? Oh, this has been a good stream actually. I've got through so many comments and it's been fun, so thank you guys for making it a fun stream. But we still have 20 minutes left, 25 minutes to go. I've put 10 quid on Liverpool to win the league at the start of the season and got 125 return. Where the hell did you get 11 to 1? I mean, I got Liverpool to win the league at the start of the season as well and I got 9 to 2. And that was the best odds I could get, Luke. Yeah, so well done on you for getting those odds. I have a $5 bet on a load of stuff. I think I said this to you guys before. It includes a lot of teams to win their leagues. I mean, I've got Juventus to win it. Loads of teams anyway. And I've got Ireland to get to the final of the Rugby World Cup. Liverpool to win the league. Loads of different stuff on it. And the one that looks like it could fuck me over on it is fucking Bayern Munich winning the German league. The one that, I think it was like 1 to 8 on or something for that one. And that looks like it's going to be the one that ruins that bet for me. And I would have paid out like $1,000 or something. Maybe it was a little bit less than $1,000 actually, but it was a nice chunk of money for a $5 bet. Cannot wait for Saturday. We'll be with the home fans for the match, going for a Liverpool win 4-1. Ironically, it was the only match I missed at the Amex last season, said Heme. Enjoy it, buddy. I'm always jealous of anyone who gets to go over the games now. I mean, I can't believe how difficult it's been this year to get a damn ticket, but it is what it is, and I've enjoyed the season regardless, as I'm sure you guys have. I think Liverpool need to buy a right back since Klein's gone out on loan. And by the way, keep up the good work. Thank you very much. It seems though that Klopp is willing to give Camacho a chance, which is why he was allowing Klein to go out on loan and why he doesn't want Rafael Camacho to go out to Sporting Lisbon on loan. Luiz, in my opinion, would be a half decent defensive midfielder. I think I've heard a few people say that before, and I don't think you're the first one that's had that idea, so perhaps, yeah. Eric Warry's gone 3-0 for the Reds against Brighton. Anthony Peters said I only got 9-2, same as me. That's the exact odds I got. Henderson Milner VVD is the captain list, said Brian Morrissey. I think the score will be 3-3 against Brighton. I don't. There's no way we're conceding 3 goals to Brighton. I just don't see that happening. I mean, City 2, and that was the best they could do. I just don't see us conceding 3 to Brighton, mate. But look, you know, things change. I could be completely wrong. I'm not old enough to bet, so my dad did it. Well, do you know what, mate? It was a good bet, and either way, whatever happens, I hope to God it pays out for you, mate. And then you're gonna you can get yourself next season's kit as well as celebrating the Reds winning the league. So nice one. I hope it comes through for you, buddy. Are you gonna stick money on the Dubs winning a 5th Sam in a row? Do you know what, John? I've actually never bet on GAA before. Never. I stick to betting on boxing, darts, and football. I've never bet on the horses, never bet on greyhounds, unless I've been at the greyhounds on a night out or something. So probably not. I'd imagine the odds wouldn't be great either. We should attack and not care about clean sheets for this game. A win is more important, said Got Cool. I reckon we're going to react positively against Brighton, said David Dallow. As do I, mate. I mean, I'm expecting a big reaction. Sonia Ruiz said, I called to get a ticket for hospitality for the last game. Liverpool told me getting 100 calls a day and the cost was €300. Do you know what, actually, Sonia? This might sound silly, but I'd probably pay that. If it's from the club directly, and it's hospitality, which I know can be pretty shit to be fair, but I'd probably pay that. And that's probably about where my limit would be. And because it's from the club, it's not from a tout, and it's for hospitality, I mean, I can understand why anybody else wouldn't, but yeah, I'd probably pay that, if I'm being honest. I might have to have a fucking chat with Connor and see if that's even available. And of course, you know, that'd be something I'd pay for out of my own pocket. I mean, I would never waste someone else's money on that, but yeah, interesting though. Craig, good evening to you. Do you think Liverpool have money to spend big in this transfer window? Yes, Gary. I think Liverpool have money to spend big if Klopp wants a big player, whether it be this window or the next window. If we win the league this year as well, the summer, you know, it's going to be even more there. You're going to be looking at better sponsorship deals, maybe even a new shirt deal, which a couple of people were talking about. Depending on how far we go in the Champions League, I would say yes, mate. There's definitely money there for Klopp. Now, I'm not saying we've got 200 million there, but if Klopp wanted to drop 60 or 70 million, I would imagine the support would be there from the board. Again, though, I mean, it's just a guess. John Jones' test came back clean from USADA, so miracles do happen. That whole, my very little understanding of that situation, it seemed crazy. Do you think Liverpool have a good team? Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Liverpool have a great team. The reason we're top of the league, but we've got a great manager as well. He told me it was booked out from October. There you go. Doesn't give you much hope then, does it? It's a tough one, isn't it? Kane in for Liverpool, that would be great, said Joe Robinson. And somebody else had that actually, a few comments up. We need to prove all our own negative fans that we're a different team from 2014. I've spent most of the day telling idiots from our own club to be positive. I don't get it, David. It's like they're trying to will this to happen. Why not just expect that we're going to carry on doing as we've done? And why do they suddenly expect an implosion from this Liverpool team? I don't get it, mate. It's a different manager. It's a different mindset around the club. We've got a completely different group of players there. I don't think there's any relevance whatsoever to 2008, 2009 or 13, 14. I just don't get it. Yeah, they're the very fuckers as well, Dave, that will be giving it the whole YNWA bollocks, and then the next breath saying, "Oh, we're gonna bottle it." Just be happy, be positive, enjoy the ride. Let's see, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Being negative about it isn't gonna fucking change whatever's gonna happen, because none of us have any control over the future. All we can do is just take game by game. None of us would have thought that Manchester City would lose those 2 games over Christmas. None of us. And yeah, let's just relax and have some fun. I mean, if you can't enjoy where we are now and the way Liverpool are playing and the season that we've had, what's the point in being a fan? Unless, of course, you're just here to be a glory hunting shit. I'm here to have memories and meet people and have experiences and, of course, watch my team play wonderful football. That's all part of being a fan. We all want Liverpool to win, but from a purely selfish perspective, I want to have experiences. I want to relive nights like the semi-final against Roma and the Manchester City game in the Champions League last year. I want to relive the 4-0 win when I was over at Anfield, of course, Istanbul, and they're the things that will live with me forever. And they all lead towards something. So enjoy every single battle, every game. Enjoy the Origi winner against Everton. It's part of being a fucking fan. I just don't get the negativity. I mean, what got through your head to think that way? Realistically, how much money would you spend on tickets, transportation and hotel if we got to the Champions League final? Well, I spent about $5,000 for Athens and Istanbul, in and around, maybe a bit less actually. And thankfully, not being really a drinker, my spending money isn't too bad. But this year, if we got to the Champions League final and it's in Madrid, it'd be fairly easy to get to. You'd have much more options of getting there. So match ticket, I would pay $2,000. I think I would happily lay down $2,000, but I'd want a couple of nights in the city for that as well. But it'd probably be, that would be at the expense of a family holiday to an extent, or at least reining in the family holiday a little bit. Next year the Champions League final is back in the Ataturk in Istanbul, and that would be just poetic, wouldn't it, to get back there for a Champions League final next year. If you phone IP tomorrow, you might be able to get a ticket for Liverpool versus United in 2024. Don't kick the cat, man. Kick a United fan. Who's kicking cats? Oh, I've lost. Again, Kev's put the link in there now. If anybody wants to click it to go to the Anfield Agenda Instagram, you can give us a follow on there. And thank you to the few people, by the way, who've subscribed tonight. Really, really appreciate it. There's still time to hit that button if you haven't done so. A few more comments, I think, and then we will head off. Well, maybe 10 more minutes or so. If we sack Klopp, if we don't get the league, we'll be the biggest fools in England. Absolutely, mate. And that's what they all fucking want. I guarantee you, every single set of fans now that are saying sack Klopp would welcome him to their club with open arms. And I think people are very dismissive of where we were when Jurgen Klopp came in as well. I mean, just look at the team that he had when he came in and look how he's transformed it now. Claire is in the chat. Claire, my dear, how are we? Always a pleasure to have you in. I hope you're keeping well. Apparently in Hoover's first training session he was made to mark Salah and he pocketed him, according to the Echo. Yes, that is, you've arrived if you're doing that. Good man, Jan. Is it Keyanahu? I don't even know what to call him. Good man, Dyson. Good man. I mean, that you're fucking class if you've got Salah in your pocket. Nice one. As Pep said, 29 years of hurt will drive the boys on. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I think people need to give him a little bit of leeway with the FA Cup this year. He has a big fucking milestone to get rid of around the club's neck. I mean, we've got to do it this year. We've just got to. And we will. And we fucking will. Come on, the Reds. Do you read ESPN articles? If they come up, I wouldn't go looking for them. If I come across them, I'd give them a read, but I don't go looking for them. How far do you think Liverpool will get in the Champions League? I mean, honestly, I think it would be very disrespectful of me to just assume we're going to breeze past Bayern Munich. I think it's going to be a tough game over 2 very, very interesting legs. I believe we can get past them, And then after that, it's a roll of the dice. It depends who we get. We can go as far as the final, mate. We can win the fucking thing just like last year. We can get to the final and see what happens. But I don't know. It all depends on the draws. I would say we're probably slight favourites to get past Bayern Munich, in my opinion. A lot can change between now and the time that game takes place. Bayern could bring in some new players. They could have changed manager even. I doubt it, but they could. I don't think City was disrespectful. I think they were sending a message to the world. I mean, with their win last night, give a fuck about the win last night. It doesn't help them one bit when it comes to time to chasing us down in the Premier League. They can win 25-0 in the League Cup, and it still would make a difference to the league campaign. Is it true Henderson is in doubt for Saturday with a calf injury? Yes, I believe that is the case. Be entertained. Somebody said Chris Bascom put that one out earlier on. Hope it's not true, but you know, if he is, we'll deal with it and move on. Do you think Lovren is world class? No, not world class. I mean, I think he's a good defender, but I don't think he's the top level of world football. I know he thinks he is. Look, I like Dejan Lovren. I think he's a good defender, but he's not at the very pinnacle of the game, in my fucking naive opinion. Like, I mean, who cares what I think? How Talksport got sucked in by Everton fans pretending to be Liverpool fans, saying sack Klopp. They fall for it every season. They love it though, Kev. That's the thing. They fucking love that shit. Then they get to get clicks. They get to get people listening. I mean, who cares? What's all this stuff about Tarkowski? It's just gobbledygook, Louis, if I'm being honest. It's just people saying that there's 50 million quid is going to take for Liverpool to go and get him. Some other outlets are trying to say we're going to go in and try and get him on loan. It's not going to happen, buddy. If you're looking for transfer news this year, or this window, it'll be outgoings, and we touched through a few of them earlier on. Don't get your hopes up for anybody coming in, because I firmly believe it isn't going to happen. I wish I could say otherwise. Do you know any Campbells from Ireland? A few of them, Ned, yes, of course. There will be a few that I know. I imagine we'll hit 7.3 on Saturday. So cool seeing the channel grow. It was about 300 subs when I joined. You've come a long way with us, mate, haven't you? And you know what? I said when we hit 10,000 subscribers for that stream to celebrate, I'm going to go back to the brick. I'm going to get the brick effect wall covering up. I'm going to get rid of all the fucking fancy shit behind me for one stream, just to go old school and get the brick back up to celebrate 10,000 whenever we hit there. Okay, what else have we got? Always look on the bright side of life. Do-do, 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 do-do. Craig, how far do you think Liverpool can get the Champions League? I think we've just done that one. In the summer we should get Alderweireld or Weireld, whatever way you pronounce that name, for 25 million. I mean, look, anybody who goes and gets Toby Alderweireld for 25 million is getting a good defender for a decent price, even though he is getting on. I mean, it's still decent money. Jay Beckford said, yeah, we're going to do it. It's been a long time. Last time we won the league I was 9 years old, as I'm 38 now. You're 1 year older than me, Jay. That makes me feel okay, because sometimes I feel like the grandfather on here. And I agree, pal. We're going to fucking do it. Fuck all the naysayers. We'll do this. How weird how Klopp didn't do his press conference today when all the other managers have. Usually they're on their Friday, so I don't know if that is weird. The press conferences are usually on a Friday. Wool Wizard, good night, pal. Always a pleasure to have you on, and I look forward to seeing that set of images, mate, if you send them through. Great show again. AA, good night. Having brekkie with Rod. Thank you very much, Eric. Always a pleasure, pal. You should put up a background of Liverpool of your kitchen. My kitchen's a mess, mate. Honestly, I don't want to see my kitchen. It's one of the rooms in the gaff that definitely we need to save up and do up a little bit. Plus my dog would just be bouncing around on the screen and I wouldn't get a minute. Is Camacho going to be allowed to leave on loan? No, he's not. He's going to be here for at least this window, and let's wait and see what happens. Sporting Lisbon have been interested in taking him back there. I said earlier on that's where he started his youth career, and then he went to Manchester City, and then he came to Liverpool. But it seems like the information coming out of Anfield is that he wants to keep him here for this window, and rightly so. Right, I'm 46 on Sunday, said Joanne. That makes me feel So much better, Joanne. Yeah, I sometimes I wonder, am I just out of place on here? And I think about it sometimes at night when I'm in bed and I go, you're 37, you're on YouTube. Are you too old for that, buddy? I mean, come on here, come on. Right, guys, look, I'm going to call it a night, if that's okay. I think a lot of you guys are probably tired as well. And we can have a little break. Tomorrow we will have a full preview of the game against Brighton on Saturday. And I want to know your team selections tomorrow. I want to know your thoughts on the game. I want to know your predictions, anything around the game. Again, shout out to our friend from LFC, or Leicester City FC, excuse me. I'll be doing a preview on there before the Leicester game, and he will be coming on here for a post-match show. Anyone that subscribed tonight, thank you so much for showing us some support. Anyone that dropped a like on the stream, love you guys. As I always say, look after your families, tell your loved ones that you love them, and up the motherfucking Reds.